WinZip is a shareware file archiver and compressor for Windows, OS X, iOS and Android developed by WinZip Computing. It can create archives in zip file format, and unpack some other archive file formats. Features: pack zip archive files. Unpack BZ2, LHA, LZH, RAR, zip, 7Z, decode B64, HQX, UUE files. Configurable Microsoft Windows Shell integration, direct write of zip archives to CD/DVD, automation of backup jobs, integrated FTP upload, email zip archives, support for ARC and ARJ archives if suitable external programs are installed. History: WinZip 1.0 was released in April 1991 as a graphical user interface front-end for PKZIP. Earlier in January 1991, WinZip Computing released a GUI front-end for OS/2 presentation manager called PMZIP. It used OS/2 versions of the PKWARE, Incorporated, PKZIP and zip programs. Originally released on CompuServe, availability of WinZip expanded across major online services, including Genie, Prodigy and other online services. In 1993, WinZip announced the launch of its official support for customers on the Windows Utility Forum, serving over 100,000 members, providing updates and related information. The freely downloadable WinZip soon found itself included in best-selling Windows computing titles as part of companion discs, including the all-time best-selling Windows 3.0 book, Windows Secrets, by Brian Livingston. By 1994, WinZip had become the official and required compression tool used by system operators on CompuServe forum file libraries. Starting from version 5.0 in 1993, the creators of WinZip incorporated compression code from the InfoZip project, thus eliminating the need for the PKZIP executable to be present. From version 6.0 until version 9.0, registered users could download the newest versions of the software, enter their original registration information or install over the top of their existing registered version, and thereby obtain a free upgrade. This upgrade scheme was discontinued as of version 10.0. WinZip is available in standard and professional versions. However, the shell in Windows ME and later versions of Microsoft Windows has the ability to open and create zip files, which reduces the need for extra compression software. On May 2, 2006, Coral Corporation, best known for its WordPerfect and CorelDRAW product lines, announced that it had completed the acquisition of WinZip Computing from Vector Capital. WinZip 1.0 for Mac OS X was released in November 2010. This version is compatible with Mac OS X v10.6 OE Snow Leopard and Intel-based v10.5 OE Leopard Max. WinZip Mac Edition 2 includes support for OS X Mountain Lion. Supported zip archive features 128 and 256-bit key AES encryption in addition to the less secure PKZIP 2.0 encryption method used in earlier versions. The AES implementation, using Brian Gladman's code, was FIPS 197 certified, on March 27, 2003. However, Central Directory encryption feature is not supported. Beginning with WinZip 9.0, ZIP64 archives are supported, eliminating both the maximum limit of 65,535 members for single archive and the 4 GB size limit on either the archive and each member file. Support of additional compression methods, BZIP2, PPMD, WAVPAC, LZMA, JPEG. Unicode support to ensure international characters are displayed for file names in a zip file. Release history. Windows. The zip file archive format was originally invented for MS-DOS in 1989 by Phil Katz. Seeing the need for an archive application with a graphical user interface, Mac seized the opportunity and developed the WinZip application for Microsoft Windows. WinZip 1.0 was initial version for Windows. WinZip 2.0 added support for ARC files, support for self-extracting zip files, Optional interface to virus scan software, dialog box to specify paths and file names of external programs. WinZip 3.0 added full support for LZH files, including self-extracting LZH files, configurable support for most virus scanners, simplified options to add and extract files in a subdirectory tree. WinZip 3.1 added support for Windows 3.1 drag-and-drop interface, enhanced extract dialog box with common dialog directory and drive list, test action for zip and LZH files, added file types zip, LZH, and ARC to new and open dialog boxes. WinZip 3.2 added built-in zip extraction so that FCAN-zip is not needed for most zip extract operations. WinZip always uses PKZIP to modify zip files. WinZip 4.0 added support for PKZIP 2.0, including built-in zip extraction, support for the ARJ file format, new toolbar with descriptive pictorial buttons, added a 3D look to all dialog boxes. WinZip 5.0 added PKZIP-compatible built-in zipping, so PKZIP is not needed for basic archive management. Note the two advanced features, disk spanning and encryption, still require PKZIP. Added support for Windows-based virus scanners. Added built-in actions test operation for zip files. Built-in unzipping is used when running DOS virus scanners. Added support for international characters in archive names and files in archives. WinZip 5.5 added the ability to install, try, and uninstall software packed in zip files. WinZip 5.6 added compression support for the popular Internet file formats TAR, GZIP, and Unix. WinZip 6.0 added many Windows 95 specific features, including tight integration with the Windows 95 Shell and Explorer-style dialog boxes. Other enhancements included an improved interface to file viewers, an express setup option, and better support for virus scanners. WinZip 6.0 features improved Windows 95 drag-and-drop support. WinZip 7.0 introduced Microsoft's CAB format, Internet Explorer 4.0 style Euro click opina Euro interface, zip comments, registry-based configuration, ARJ 2.60 long file name support, Explorer-style fonts. WinZip Self-Extractor Personal Edition now creates zip files that span multiple removable disks. WinZip 8.0's wizard interface was extended to allow users to create and update zip files from the wizard, ability to extract and install from MIME and other encoded files, automatic installation of desktop themes and screensavers. Addition of Explorer context menu when opening files within archives, inclusion of subfolders when adding or updating archives, a OE Explorer style Euro toolbar buttons, displaying a tooltip when a zip file is selected in Windows Explorer. WinZip context menus display small icons that correspond to toolbar buttons in Windows 98 and Windows 2000. Ability to install desktop themes and screensavers contained in zip files. New Eurozip, a unregistered trademark and a email, a unregistered trademark context menu commands, automatic display of zip comments, context menu help and WinZip dialogues, viewing multiple files with one action. Windows extensions are now 32-bit Explorer shell extensions only. WinZip Self-Extractor Personal Edition no longer supports creation of 16-bit self-extracted archive. WinZip 8.1 was the last major release to officially support Windows 95. It included the ability to extract multiple zip archives in Explorer, configurable Explorer context menus, creation of split zip archives, new quick pick, unregistered trademark system tray icon, resizable dialog boxes, extraction of files from split and span zip archives in wizard interface, Windows XP theme support, opening a OSCINA files for Microsoft Media Player 7, Yahoo Player, and Winamp, displaying file comments up to 64,000 characters, or port for file names containing multi-byte character set characters, increasing number of entries created by the checkout unregistered trademark feature in the program's menu to 500. WinZip 9.0 added support for AES encryption for zip archives, BZIP2 compressed zip archives. It also removed the previous limitations of 65,535 files per zip file and maximum file size of 4 GB. This version was released in 2004. WinZip 10 added support for creating and extracting PPMD compressed zip archives. It was the last major release to officially support Windows 98/ME. WinZip Pro was added in this release, which added automation and task scheduling features. This version was released in 2005. WinZip 11 added support for creating and extracting WAV-pack compressed zip archives. The installer still installed to Windows 98/ME, but these operating systems were no longer officially supported. WinZip Pro added passive FTP support, FTP transfers, email notification option for Job Wizard, custom job selection, full-size image viewer when opening archive. This version was released in 2006. WinZip 11.1 was certified for Windows Vista, with Vista theme support and 64-bit Windows support. WinZip 11.2 could create LHA archives without an external utility. Unicode file name support for zip archives was also added. Support for external archiver, including ARC, ARJ, were removed. WinZip 12.0 added support of creating zip archives with lossless JPEG and LZMA compression methods. ISO, IMG, 7 zip archive extractions. Added encryption policies, integrated image thumbnail viewer. The JPEG compression compresses metadata with LZMA compression, while image is compressed with binary arithmetic coding. WinZip 12.1 introduces the new default ZIPX file extension when creating zip archives using methods newer than Deflate64, added automatic resizing images being sent by using zip and email functions. WinZip 13 was skipped. WinZip 14 added Windows 7 support, such as library grouping, taskbar icon jump lists, Explorer preview, multi-touch gestures. WinZip 14 Backup Edition was added, which supports automatic backup feature. AES new instructions are used where supported to speed up AES encryption. WinZip 14.5 added Microsoft Office 2010 style ribbon interface, support for Windows 7 libraries, jump lists, multi-touch gestures, other interface and functionality improvements. WinZip 15 implemented new performance architecture for high-speed zipping, interface improvements with refined menu designs and more intuitive icons, new desktop zip and zip gadget with drag-and-drop functionality, new and extensive email support. Due to a bug in the first release of this version, when creating backup jobs, the job's file selection needs to be set to have it working properly. WinZip 15.5 new compression algorithms designed for multiprocessor systems that zip files up to twice as fast, new WinZip desktop gadget option called Folder I Choose that allows you to create or select a target folder for zipping/unzipping files on a case-by-case basis, dynamic, context-sensitive icons that automatically change to reflect the WinZip tasks available to your specific situation, streamlined processes that remove unnecessary dialogues and cut down on extra steps, the ability to hide the address bar, the ability to instantly jump between any instances of WinZip that you currently have open, the ability to customize the look and feel of your WinZip interface with interchangeable themes, improved destination folder management, so when you open ultra-zipped files contents directly from an email attachment, WinZip will prompt you to save your work to a new location on your computer, streamlined unzip and try processes that remove extra steps, making temporary viewing even quicker and easier, extended enterprise support that provides IT control over the additional alteration of email services. WinZip 16.0 was released on October 25, 2011. It implemented new 64-bit zip engine and added 64-bit version of WinZip, added ability to zip and write files to Blu-ray discs, added integration with ZipSend and ZipShare services, improved capabilities of file conversion from other supported formats to zip, enhanced preview tools for browsing and editing contents of other compressed file types, added system scanner. Zip Send and Zip Send Pro can send message up to 50 megabytes and 2 gigabytes of zip data per message. Zip Share can post files up 20 megabytes of data directly to Facebook, for free, and up to 100 megabytes of total data per account. WinZip 16.5 supports OpenCL acceleration to file compression engine for AMD Fusion processors and AMD Radeon users, streamlined interface. WinZip 17.0 was released on October 16, 2012. Introduced online sharing to storage and social media sites, image resizing, converting files to PDF, watermark addition, context-sensitive toolbars. WinZip 17.5 was released on May 9, 2013. New features include sharing and features permission controls, updated and modernized user interface, watermark time stamping, 4 times faster zip archive extraction, maximum 23 GB free cloud storage via Box, Dropbox, Google Drive, SkyDrive and CloudMe. WinZip 18.0 was released on October 31, 2013. New features include support for XZ compression and additional features such as WinZip Express and Cloud Backup. Metro Style variant. The Metro Style edition of WinZip was released on November 15, 2012 on the Windows Store for Windows 8, Windows Server 2012 and Windows RT. Version 1.0.1 added the following: ability to redefine the black button's behavior. Added a OE last zip a option in menu bar. Users can view most recently opened files by clicking this button. Customizable OE UPA button icon. Saving temporary files on SD cards. For security reason, passwords of encrypted archives are not saved locally on the hard drive. Fixed crash error bugs. Mac WinZip 1.0 for Mac OS X. Initial release is compatible with Intel Macs and can be run on v10.5 Leopard unregistered trademark. WinZip Mac Edition 2 was released on June 26, 2012. New features include v10.8 Mountain Lion support, Finder integration and in-place editing. iOS version was first released on February 17, 2012. The free English app is designed for iOS 4.2 on iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch, and is available on Apple's App Store. Version 1.1.1 includes following: iPad 2 support, display icons of corresponding file types, CSV file extension support, bug fixes. Android WinZip Android was first released on June 19, 2012. The free English app is designed for Android operating system versions 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 3x, 4x and higher. It was initially available at Google Play. What's new in version 1.1.0? Refreshed user interface. Create new zip folders on SD cards, unzip folders to a customized destination on SD cards, search files within a compressed folder, delete file, S, and folder, S, from SD cards, fixed crash error bugs. Sister products, WinZip Email Companion, automatically zips all files attached to an outgoing email. Replaced by WinZip Courier, WinZip Courier automatically zips all files attached to an outgoing email. Supported email clients include Microsoft Outlook, Outlook Express, Windows Mail, Gmail and Hotmail. WinZip Self-Extractor adds self-extracting modules to zip archives. A version called WinZip Self-Extractor Personal Edition is included with WinZip. WinZip Command Line Add-on adds command line processing to WinZip. WinZip System Utility Suite, System Optimizer, WinZip Registry Optimizer, Windows Registry Cleaner Optimizer, WinZip Driver Updater, Windows Device Driver Manager and Updater. Email Companion WinZip Email Companion version 2.0 supports Microsoft Outlook, Windows Mail 6.0, Outlook Express 6.0, and optionally supports Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, or Microsoft Excel. Unlisted support for Outlook 2010 only works with 32-bit versions of Outlook 2010. Courier 3.0, version 3.0 was released on September 23, 2010. It adds official support of Microsoft Office 2010, Ribbon UI integration, advanced zip compression formats, image resizing, zip file preview, AES 128-256 encryption, MSI installation, automatic updating, alternate extensions, improved support of Word email editor. Internet Explorer support was added on October 19, 2010. Google Chrome and Mozilla Firefox support was added on November 11, 2010. 3.5 The Zip Send app now requires Firefox 4.0 or later. 4.0 Version 4.0 added support of 64-bit version of Microsoft Office 2010, Internet Explorer. System Utilities WinZip System Utilities was released on February 14, 2011. It includes WinZip Driver Updater 1.0, WinZip Registry Optimizer 2.0. WinZip-based services ZipSend. ZipSend is a file delivery service. On October 25, 2011, USendIt, Incorporated announced it would partner with WinZip Computing to use USendIt's platform to power the delivery service. ZipShare, a Facebook app. See also, comparison of file archivers, comparison of archive formats, list of archive formats. References. External links, official website, Coral Press Kit, WinZip Computing, Coral Pages, WinZip 16 Standard, WinZip 16 Pro, WinZip 17 Standard, WinZip 17 Pro, WinZip Mac Edition, WinZip Courier 3.0, WinZip Press Kit, WinZip 17 Product Information Kit, WinZip App Pages, WinZip Mac Edition, WinZip for iOS, WinZip for Android, WinZip File Sharing Services, ZipSend, WinZip's Large File Delivery Web Service, ZipShare, WinZip's Social Media File Sharing Service.